Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Void. I'm Brian, your host, and today I am once again talking about Grand Servants because they're cool. They are the standouts, the very peaks of their respective classes. Most classes have multiple qualifying members, but never too many. It is a very elite status. I've briefly gone over the confirmed and speculated qualifications for Grand Servants before, where I made this joke about Grand Berserker. Because just what does Grand Berserker even mean? That you're just the most insane? Is it going to be the Joker?
We live in a society, master.
And honestly, I still hold to that notion. The very idea of a Grand Berserker doesn't make sense to me. The description of the class in Fate Grand Order reads, Mad Warrior, the heroic spirit of Berserker rage. Crazed warriors that have lost almost all traces of their sanity in exchange for great power. So, thinking about that, a grand version of that would have to embody that notion to the nth degree, being an unstoppable force of madness and chaos. And yes, the argument can be made that that could be an effective measure to throw at an evil of humanity. But in my mind, the Grand Berserker, who is meant to be a guardian of humanity in this case, is just as likely to destroy humanity by itself in its rage and bloodlust. Now, people have pointed out that it could be someone that embodies combat and loves to fight, like Sun Wukong. And while that is a very cool idea, that is not a unique trait to Berserkers. The Celts have it in spades, and the only Berserker among them so far was made by a horny woman's wish. Also, let's be quite honest here, the entire Berserker class is kind of sus as a whole if you really think about it. Madness enhancement is all over the place for one. Raiko has EX rank, and yet you can hold a conversation with her. But Caligula is A+, and can't talk unless the moon's out. And if you're thinking, oh, it's because the madness is so high at EX, it circles back to them seeming normal, that is bullshit. Heracles and Ibaraki both have B rank madness enhancement, and the latter can absolutely talk while the former only roars. But the second, more important factor is that in Fate Zero it is revealed that there is a special part of the summoning incantation when summoning a Berserker.
Then let thine eyes be clouded with the fog of turmoil and chaos. Thou, who art trapped in a cage of madness, and I, the summoner, who holds thy chains!
Granted, it's not an Apocrypha, but hear me out. This makes their summoning ritual unique to the others, and it leads to my theory. Berserkers can only be summoned in a Holy Grail War ritual. For those unaware, the Holy Grail War ritual is actually a facsimile to the Grand Summoning Ritual. And as you can tell from the name of it, this is the ritual that's designed to summon forth Grand Servants. Obviously, downgrading the ritual as a whole does come with many changes, and Berserkers could have been a part of that. There is a chance that they just don't have a grand container and can only operate through the lesser ritual. Also, it is here that I want to point out for those with EX clairvoyance, I know that one mission that you want to comment about that involves Grand Servants, but that is a dream sequence and I'm not going to be paying it much mind. Still, there is the question about what is the 7th Grand Servant class if not Berserker. And really, hell if I know, I could be completely wrong about this whole Grand Berserker thing, and there will be no greater logic to it other than them being extra crazy, or it's Sun Wukong being Goku. Though I do have hope for my long-coveted fighter class. Still, to give a serious answer, I believe Grand Ruler could be a possibility. Yes, I know it's an extra class, but it's the one that makes the most sense. Outside of Grand Foreigner, but EX Clairvoyance and all of that. Anyway, my reasoning is that the Holy Grail, though under very special circumstances, can summon forth a ruler, and the Counterforce has summoned rulers. So, it feels like it's just on the edge of a standard class. It's just that the requirements for a heroic spirit to get into it are too restrictive for it to be truly standard. Still, with that kind of status, I don't think it's too outside the realm of possibility to think that the class could have a genuine grand container that can be claimed. Would definitely have to be a heavyweight in impartial purity to be that, though. Basically, would end up being a Saver class, maybe. Now that I say that, the Saver class could just be the 7th Grand class. I mean, it actually makes a lot of sense, especially with Kiata as a beast is a Nega Saver, so beasts and savers are implied to be at the same level. So I guess there we have it. Grand Berserker isn't real, and the real final Grand Servant will be a Saver class. Feel free to call me a genius in the comments below. Funnily, I already came up with how a Saver Servant could be implemented into Fate Grand Order in a totally serious way, while also making a fan servant. So now that this video is wrapping up, why not check out my other video, creating my own Saver Servant, Optimus Prime, after hitting the like button on this one and waiting till the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel along the way. Anyway, with all that said, thank you for taking the time to watch this short video, and I hope to catch you next time in the void. Later.